Today we're going to do a little review of the Unshoes Wokova. Barefoot running sandal, you can call it. And there's some really cool features on it. Here's the sandal. One of the things that you'll notice is that the sandal has these built-in screws instead of like your classic sandal wrapping around the bottom, using the webbing to just wrap around the bottom. I think one of the purposes of this is so that you don't have any exposed webbing on the bottom, so you won't have any tears in the webbing. As you've noticed though, these are the Luna Venado. These are some really old sandals. You can actually see in certain sections I've worn through to the leather on the other side, and the webbing still has little to no tearing, so it's actually not a big deal. If that's why you're buying this particular model, don't worry about that. The other thing this does though is allows the webbing that your foot is strapped to be up higher. Notice that on these, the webbing comes all the way down to where it actually connects to the shoe and then back up on both sides, as opposed to this allows the strap to be coming all the way up to the ankle on both sides and back around, which is a pretty cool feature. The other thing that I really like about this is it's very minimalist. There's only this one strap and then these two that connect them. It's a pretty cool, innovative design, and it turns out that it's pretty darn sturdy. The problem that I'll introduce you to is this. I had several episodes where the screw that holds them together, you can see that there's a screw in this section here, the screw that holds them together came out, and luckily for me this happened on just when I was trying to break in these sandals, just going on some short hikes and whatnot. It would have been more annoying if I was in the middle of a long run and this popped out, because it is kind of a challenge to put it back in. You need to take a screwdriver to do that. So my suggestion would be, if you do end up buying this particular pair of shoes, get a little bit of super glue, or even better, epoxy. It takes a little bit longer for the epoxy to dry. Put a bit on the tip and use a screwdriver, screw the screw back into this, and you should have a pretty bomber setup for these sandals. Another thing that you can consider doing is, because when you tighten this sandal down, you are pulling this strap that goes all the way around. One of the things that I've thought about doing, I haven't done it yet, is to just take a little sewing machine and mark my sandal right here where I am cool with this strap being, and just stitch this part right here, so that when I loosen this up, the only thing that loosens would then be the back section and not this section. That way it'll always stay at the correct pressure on my toe, but I can tighten this back strap up. If I'm hiking uphill, it will stay nice and tight. If I'm just relaxing, I can loosen it up a little. The last thing that I'll note is that the tread on this is good. This is the 8mm version. I decided to go with the 8mm because it's kind of a good, in my experience, a good width for trail running. So if I was going to go on the road, I would go with the 6mm. The 8 is good for me for trail. If you're really looking to go on hard trails, or if you're just getting into barefoot running, I would of course suggest the 10mm, which will give you a little bit more cushioning and padding, and it's still very light. It's a very not very dense and kind of a foamy material that they use for the 10mm. I have the cork top on this. It is good at retaining some of the moisture. However, it does make it a bit slippery if it's wet. If you are planning on running in slippery conditions with this, meaning it's raining or you're going to be running through some puddles or whatnot, then I would just go with no top on it. Just go with the actual bare top, and that's the way to go. So main things for the Wokova: good shoe. Definitely get one if you're looking into going for some barefoot sandals, but remember that you're going to have to glue in the sides of these. And again, the advantages to these are that they're going to be up higher on the ankle, which does provide a little bit more support, but overall I would say that if you're looking for the best support, go with the Luna Oso. However, these are about half the price of that.